Good morning and welcome. I'm Olivia, and this is Tarot and Coffee with Olivia. Mm. This is your daily pick tarot reading where you pick your card. You can do it any way that you want to. You can pick by what's on the top. This is a carving of a Zuni fetish. It is probably not actually a fetish. It's probably just the carving. But since I'm not positive, I do give him some offerings of food sometimes. So, because that's what you're supposed to do if he is a fetish. But I shouldn't have a fetish. Um, but that's neither here nor there. We're going to move on. Today we're going to talk about Ganesha. And that's really exciting to me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Uh oh. Oh, pardon me. Dust, lots of dust and allergies out there today. So, first, I guess I have already told you that we may be having a guest reader. I've also told you guys how to connect with me. There are lots of ways to do that. There's this magical thing these days called a link tree. Let's see. L as in link. Anyway, that's an electronic business card. So you can just click on that, and then you can see all my stuff, all my social media, my Facebook, my Instagram, my Twitter, um, and Tumblr, and also you can. Oh wait, I don't think my Tumblr is on my link tree. If you want it to be, let me know and I'll put it there. But right now I have um, all those things plus a PayPal because I don't have a Patreon yet. I don't know that if I'll ever get one. I feel like it's only needed when you have just like a whole lot of people watching, and as I feel like you guys are a whole lot of people, it doesn't count as big on YouTube, but it counts really big in my heart, and that's what matters. Um, so I have a PayPal rather than Patreon. Some of you may not even know what that is. That's fine. You don't need to know. Okay, so did I thank you guys for being here every morning for me, or for at least coming back? I just feel like, and the more I learn about who is watching, and the more I see the more I guess I just feel so grateful and fulfilled, and like I'm not just wasting my time spinning my real wheels every single day, that I'm actually offering something. And I really appreciate that you appreciate that. So, now, let's see, what else do I have? Guest reader. I talked about that, I believe. We talked about how you pick your card, and I'll turn over your card. And we are going to talk about Ganesh. So let's move on to that. So, I'm going to show you Ganesh up close. He's got the body of a man, like a dad body. Um, and here he is, oops, up close here. Sweet face, because he's an elephant. And there is a whole story. His origin story goes like this. So his mother is Parvati. There's a question as to whether he even has a father or not. Parvati had a husband, and her husband was Shiva. But the way she wanted a baby, and she told Shiva she wanted a baby, and Shiva said, no. And Shiva got busy, and Shiva went wandering around being a god and doing all the things that Shiva does, destroying things or whatever. And Parvati took all the dirt from her body. Like she took all the dust and all the dirt, the sweat and stuff like that, and she made a baby. And one day she was taking a bath, and her son, God, her son, who was a god, was guarding the doorway when Shiva came home, and Shiva got really angry, and he said, well, who is this man standing outside? Who is this person not letting me in to see my wife who's bathing? And he killed him. He chopped his head off. And then, of course, Parvati found out and she was real upset. She was like, "That's my baby. I made him." And so Shiva went out and got an elephant head. Now, uh, there's a couple of ways he got this elephant head. One is that he was, he got the first animal facing north to get the elephant head. The other is that just that he ran out and that was the first animal he saw. At any rate, there's a story that as he was putting the elephant on Ganesha's head, that's when the tusk was broken. But I've also heard that the tusk was broken when he was eating sweets because he loves his sweets. He is little Buddha belly. He's Hindu. He's not a Buddhist. God. But he does have his little Buddha elephant belly there, and he is very well loved. I think he's one of the most loved Hindu gods. He is one of my favorites. Actually, I guess he is my very favorite Hindu god. Um, just a very um, personable. He's very personable, and that is your thought of the day. The story of the. I thought I had my phone on Do Not Disturb. Sorry, guys. Um, let's just hope it doesn't do it again because then I'll have to start this video over. But at this rate, I think we're ready to turn over our cards. So I'm going to start. I guess I haven't shown you the stones up close, and I don't want to make that mistake of not doing that. So we're going to show your selenite right here. Let me see if I can get it in focus. I think it's a very beautiful rock or crystal actually. They grow in these long, like this is just a small piece of one. They grow in these long wands. And here's our Zuni carving that some believe that he must be a fetish because look at his eyes. Look how he's looking. See how curious he is? Is that just a carving, really? I don't know. Here's my turquoise. My beautiful turquoise. And my fluorite. I have this color facing forward. It also looks a lot like an amethyst on the other side. It's a fluorite. Alright. Okay, so if you need more time to pick your card, go ahead and pause the video and you can take all the time you need to do that. In the meantime, I'm ready to turn over this card. And you have the Nine of Pentacles. And I think we're going to take him and put it like this. And we will bring her up close. That's a nice card to have. Very nice card. That's a rich lady. That's good. Enjoy what you have. Enjoy what's going on with you today when it comes to security. Not always about money exactly, but definitely about security. She is successful. She is in training sometimes. However, look at how many skills she's already accumulated. You see that she's in a garden of grapes. So abundance and plenty is a lot of what this card has to offer you today. Specifically today, what might be your message? It looks like to take some time to find, especially since we were talking about, whoops, excuse me. Especially since we were talking about Ganesh, I want to talk about your creativity with this card. So just take some time to enjoy where you are and today, as far as today goes. I can tell you I did some freaking out yesterday over this current events, meaning the great sickness. But I can always bring myself back here now. Okay, so right here, right now, I'm not sick. Right here, right now, my partner is not sick. Right here, right now, my family members are safe. Um, that may change. It will change. Things do change. That's inevitable. So enjoy what you have right now today. What is going on with you today, and see if you can take a little time out to be creative. It doesn't have to be drawing if you're not an artist. If you're not someone who's usually creative, be creative about something else. You can be creative about the way you do the dishes today, or be creative. Um, there's a lot of ways to be creative. So you do you, and enjoy your day. That is your card of the day. And who's under our little friend here? Okay, before you freak out, it's not as bad as it looks. I know it looks pretty bad, but kind of think of that in like he's getting acupuncture. It's actually a card that says that it's time to heal. Um, you have endured something very painful. It's caused some deep wounds. It may have been a great betrayal, definitely a loss. And this card is asking you to rest and take some time. If you're grieving, allow that. Allow your feelings. If you're not grieving, if you're grieving over something that you don't think is worth grieving over, well, obviously it is. So take some time and rest. Um, take some time to heal. Allow yourself that today. Um, and uh, that's really what that card says. Be careful not to be resisting too much. This is something that you just kind of have to go through. Um, if we were doing a private reading, I would definitely clarify this card because I don't know everything that's going on. Um, I am concerned about you today because this is a really difficult card. It is not as bad as it looks because you're not going to be lying stabbed in the road like that. That is not your day. What your day is saying is that you need to take some time and feel your feelings, feel your grief, feel your sadness, feel the brokenness that you feel after the pain and loss that you have suffered, and go ahead and allow yourself that, and allow yourself to begin the healing process. It can take a long time to heal from some things. It takes a long time for some things to happen. If you pick the turquoise rock, then you are the king of wands today, or the king of bastoni, or the king of batons. He is honest. He likes to start businesses. He's entrepreneurial. He likes to like move forward with his own ideas. I see you see this. I mean, I don't know if you see this little skink right here in the bottom, or an annalie. I'm not sure what it is, but it is a little. It looks like a little lizard of some kind. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but I know that they're very quick and they're adaptable because they can lose their tails and still be fine. And so him being on that card, that's what I'm thinking about right there. Um, he's also someone who is into the arts again. So we're talking about the arts in a couple of cards here, and I'm finding myself connecting them, even though this is your card today. But maybe it is a good day to create something, or to find a creative way to do something um, in a kingly fashion. This king, he works side by side with his people. He's not someone that stands up on high and barks orders unless that's necessary. Sometimes it is. But he's really someone who will actually get off his horse and work side by side with his people. Um, he is uh, he's very much a people person. So I would say if you have this card today, especially if you're in a management position, find some creative ways to, well, I think when I think of managers, I think of managers thinking of creative ways to do things all the time. Um, just, I guess, revel in your creativity today, but also um, get down and dirty, and do some good work, something that makes you feel good. It could be something little like cleaning out a drawer or something. I don't know. It could be anything. Just if you're not feeling it today, what I mean is the day, try to find a little project, something that you can do with other people if you can, and work on that. If you are alone, there are a lot of people out there that are alone. I know several of them that don't see human faces for sometimes weeks and weeks at a time. Um, True hermits. Um, yeah, loneliness is a thing. It's a big thing, especially right now during these times. So, if you find yourself feeling lonely, please reach out to someone. And last but not least, under the fluorite, we do have another ominous looking card, the Three of Hearts. Um, it is a card that's often about grief and mourning and sadness. Um, it's also a card about cutting loose from the past, but not until you're ready. Uh, in fact, maybe there are people telling you it's time to put that behind you, but you're not ready yet. That's okay. Take your time. Crying is good for us. It doesn't feel good, I know. Man, I try to avoid it at all costs, but I know we're supposed to feel our feelings. So there will be days. You can see the just rain just pouring from the sky. Have you ever had those days where the weather just really matched your mood? Or those months or weeks, sometimes it goes along and the weather matches your mood every time. Um, Again, I don't have much more to say about this card. Um, we've had this card a couple of times recently, so I really feel like that some of you are definitely going through some great loss right now. Um, More than one of you, because here we have this card here also. So, I guess I really want to acknowledge the pain in this reading today and the hope. Um, and I know that I tell you to pick one card, but some of you use all the cards. Some of you picked two cards yesterday because it was your birthday. I hope you enjoyed the story of Ganesh and Shiva and Parvati. Um, I hope that you can find peace, and I hope that you can work through the things that you need to work through. And I also hope that I will be able to see you guys tomorrow. I'm also thinking about doing something called afterthoughts. Like I have the little thought of the day, but I'm thinking about like those days when I keep wanting to rant and rave. I might do some um, what I call afterthoughts. So keep a lookout for those if you're interested. I will probably go ahead and make them public, but I'm not sure I'm going to publish and post them um, every day, especially, but I might have them somewhere on my channel. So if that's something you're interested in, stay tuned for that. It's something that might come up. I'm not positive. Um, so it's time to say goodbye. I hope that you enjoyed this uh, tarot meditation, and I hope that you will come back tomorrow day, tomorrow night, tomorrow evening, however you want to do that, and stay cool till I see you again. Love you. Bye.